She then went on to Auckland College of Education, 1969 to 1971. And I'll just briefly share her background and her employment. In 1972 to 1973, she started teaching at Tonga College, geography, history, and social science, my favorite subjects too. 1974, Tonga High School, she taught there English, geography, science, and in 1975, she married and moved to Ewa, No High School, Ohanoa Primary School, and was principal there until 1983. In 1984, she was a teacher. She returned back to Tonga High School with the same subjects. And in 1989 to 1997, she was the Education Officer, Curriculum Development Unit. And in 1997 to 2013, she was a health educator. And she retired in June 2013. Now and still a mother to 2 beautiful daughters and 1 son, a proud grandmother to 1 granddaughter and 3 grandsons. Can we please warmly invite Salo and Namoa.
Malo lele, malo lau mari tau pioneer, lady Mukela Kepa, and Priscilla Pistua, and Margarita, principal and secretary of Epsom Girls Grammar School, otherwise shorted as Eggs. Malo lele kai na tuape. The Institute of Epsom Girls Grammar School. Mo tau tapuaki, mo tau langan, ke tau kau, ke katoa nga ay senturi, ay apiakon. Ka senturi, ba kami asisi, ke tau mamuia, tau kau ay ahon. Ika kita ya ako ke senturi ko kumai. Kasi ufi dia ke kau ke senturi puluan, ay apiakon. Kokinua na mo biyakyay ko sa ako si Mano Lay Mano na relocate may ko o ginuno kaya pangako si Mikey ready sa Manurewa Open Opo fi pangha angai fetu wingi la metonga na nauka winga ta opweni. I want to acknowledge beautiful stars who were in this decade at Epsom Girls Grammar School. There is Konai Heru-Thayman, who wrote such beautiful poems that I'm still so thrilled about. And there is Dr. Ana Tauferungati, and there is Elizabeth Sisifa, and there was Carlo Tamoteao, there was Luciane Tonga, Ainise Mano, and all the rest of us who were there in that decade. I want to acknowledge their valued contribution to the school and to my life as well. Moni rea utaka ako hayao e kuwa tomo ao ye se kia koen ako fiefela e mamu ia e kau. Ke wafi ki tara no whakatua. Koe tara no ai kuse pāni ti mo waifu. Tai pe se pāni ti waifi. Koe hea tame e whai ke kato hai ke ta sipei poula o ta no mai. What are we going to do to celebrate our golden jubilee of our wedding anniversary? Hey. And she said, oh, I would love to go to the Caribbean, maybe to Monte Carlo. At Yomo Carpianeo, Urusa. that eligibility, but we already done that when we got married. Oh well, things change a lot, and they do, and we've got to accept these changes, whether it's getting older or curriculum changes in the school, and teachers that come and go, and different kinds of policies from the top down. They all influence these changes, and I think it's the most constant thing in life, changes. So, whatever happened to the couple, I'll let you finish the story for yourself. It's 51 years since I was a new girl at Epsom Girls Grammar School. And like they say in Tongan, ilalawa tamageta hini, angebe ko ane aki manatu. Koe kinauto ko tote hanu mena neke anita, namato ko mai formono mai kutumai ko formono. Lower 6, came out 6A, yet some girls come and say, yeah, I'm going to go. It ain't going. Go to the aquarium, the police have an idea tuna. Police talk a lot when we found out the female. Ah, now, okay, when we put in the net, and I never thought it. I met a fight down, I think it okay with Toma. I told high school, I know what. For assembly in morning day, that principal at the time was Miss A.F. Adams. Yen from only a certificate. I find my road by my hini, Talamotu to Uni. And that time, the Maukiva, I give it away. I go. You can find a baker or the hen. Oh, thou Lord, what the God of all time on thee we call. Lead us in our youth by the light of the truth. Be our guide. Sorry. God says a queen. I think if I thank God, if I die assembly, and I find it like now, if I don't know, let's put it here with the Uma, my fan of our call, how many people is on Toka, I found our go, Toka, I don't fire go, if I fire go. In sports, they were very similar to Tonga, except they were sports for girls only, like hockey. I never seen girls play hockey before. There was also gymnastics, and only the little ones could take part in gymnastics. I didn't qualify for that. And there was also swimming. We had to go to the sea to swim in Tonga. We didn't go to a swimming pool. And we wear, oh wow. We had a top, we had a pair of whatever is at the bottom. But here, you had to wear a swimsuit. And I felt so embarrassed. I've never worn a swimsuit before. Never mind, that's a long story. Well, for music, we didn't have formal music lessons in Epsom Girls. But I love to sing, like you heard before, slightly off-key, but can sing. And we had a choir, which most of us could join. I mean, those of us who could not play an instrument, there was a special tutor for that, who taught the girls how to play violin, the cello, and the flute, and such other things. We didn't have that in Tonga. I've never seen those instruments before. Never mind. What impressed me the most about Epsom Girls Grammar School, it opened the door for us. as girls from the small nation of Tonga to take part in things we wouldn't have done so if we were in Tonga. For example, there were competitions that we could join in, and the school allowed us to take part in those competitions, and it was a great feeling to achieve. Especially, not this one, it was not special, but I remember this from my experience. I joined our house doing the shot put, and I came first in the shot put. And then well, not exactly the Adams variety. But yeah, it was an exciting time for me, learning new stuff, learning to do things by myself. It was a fun time, a lot of discovery and exploring a lot of things. But the most, the thing that stood out for me was, like Rita said, a big gap between what we learned in Tonga and what we learned in New Zealand. For example, I was told to do a science course. Well, in Tonga we did general science, and all the science subjects were bracketed together and filled one big box. But here, I had to do physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and English, of course. Well, I was lucky that a Chinese girl who came from Singapore, she was, oh my goodness, she can just go into that mathematics, like quadratic equations, like she's having like we say in Tongan, kai lole. She was having lollies to eat. It was so easy. But she helped me a lot during the intervals when we go to the library. We talk about these things. And, well, mo ne rea koe okulau e. Tau kai te funei nei, ko ka tū nei, ka tau poto ka tau. It's a Tongan saying, we eat the set of the May tree. This was our chewing gum back in Tonga. We cut the bark of the May grapefruit tree with a knife, and when the set comes out, that's our gum. So I don't know how it relates to being able to swim, but it was really work hard to be able to get that UE that you want to have at the end of the year. So now, to put them all together in the end of my 5-minute speech, I remember back then, I was impressed that Helen Clark was a student at that time at Honduras Grammar School. In my second year in Form 6, 1967, she was a classmate. She had pigtails, she had teeth braces, she rode a motorcycle, and she carried the big cello on her bicycle. I still remember that. And I think you never know what's going to happen to you at the time when you went to school, where you're going to end up. So I salute Helen Clark from the 6A of 1967. I learned that you have to be an independent learner. You have got to stand up and you've got to do things yourself. And Edsum Girls had taught me that skill, to be able to do things for yourself, find out things for yourself, ask people if you don't know. We didn't have much teacher time like they have now. They have a lot of support from teachers now. But in those days, the teachers were too busy, and maybe I was too shy to ask because they don't know I'm not that clever. But Yeah, it was a very learning, a very environment that was very conducive to learning. And I can vouch for it for Epsom Girls. They were friendly. When I started, I didn't know anyone in the school, but our class captain, we were 6B science. Her name I can remember was Anne Rosenfeld, and her parents, they resided in Remuera. One day she invited me to go and have Sunday lunch at their place in Remuera. And of course I didn't know at the time that was where the rich people lived at the time. Maybe they still do. But Sunday came, they picked me up from Atalanga. I went and lo and behold, the table was full of goodies. Isiate and Sayas lunches at Atalanga were, you know, very special to us from Tonga. But seeing this other side of the roast lunch was very breathtaking and very yummy. Forget that for a long time. So the friendliness of the Kiwi, that was an impression I got from Epsom Girls Grammar School. They were friendly, they went out of their way to help you, and you only have to open your mouth and ask them. The next thing I picked up, or my experience at Epsom Girls Grammar School, I learned to value education, and I have tried to pass this on to my children. Maybe that's why I got out of Tonga and came here to reside in New Zealand, so they can go into further education, like I did when I came to Epsom Girls Grammar School. And one of them, my eldest, is here with me. She's hiding behind her. She's a teacher like me, and I think she is more forceful and more skillful than me. Thank you, Olive. Her name is Lavinia Olive. To finish off my very brief speech, we must adapt to the changes that happen. A lot of changes was in front of us, a lot of things about people, about school, about transport, about accommodation, and of course the English language. I think if you learn to adapt, you've got to have an open mind, leave room for new stuff to come in, and maybe push out some old stuff that shouldn't be there. And then that's how we learn. I reckon we learn because we discover new stuff that is very, very relevant to our lives, very important to our daily lives, and now and in the future. So we remember the changes in that husband's attitude to the wife when he asked her about where she wanted to go to celebrate their golden jubilee. Take heart and don't give up. While there's life, there is hope. And there is not just one way for anything. There are more than one way to solve any problem or get on with anything. But the thing is, you've got to have the will to do it. You've got to be hungry for it. So, to finish off, I would like to congratulate the organizing committee for tonight. Big hands, please. I would like to wish the Epsom Girls Grammar School another 100 years of quality education for young women of New Zealand and overseas as well, like Tonga. And may we all celebrate this with a very clear heart, happy and joyous. viewpoint from ourselves and to others as well. I would like to say thank you to the parents who have made the effort to be here tonight, to be with their children, and where would we be without the parents? So, Epsom Girls Grammar School, you've got 100 years to look forward to, and congratulations for the first 100. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway through our program. Please bear with us. We've just got a few more speakers to represent the decade of 1970s. We'd like to warmly invite Melevete Foko. Melevete is a whakapapa on the other side. She raised from the beautiful Ha'ano Ha'apai, Fo'ui, Havelu, and Golomotua. Yay. And her father's side, Niwa Toktapu. Woo-hoo, yay. She attended Ayakoteo Lugualofa. She attended Free Wesleyan Primary School Lugualofa. She was Mama Loa Lo Maile and Dux of Queen Salote College, 1975. She was also the head girl of DePaul High School in 1978, and in 1979 she gained a B bursary at Epsom Girls Grammar School. She also gained a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Auckland in 1984, and she gained her Masters with Honours at the University of Auckland in 1986. She also received a secondary teaching certificate from Auckland College of Education in 1987. And in 1990, she worked for the Pacific Island. She was a Pacific Island advisor, New Zealand Housing Corporation. In 1992, Department of Social Welfare, Community Housing. And in 1994, Department of Labour, Community Funding Advisor. And in 2006, she was involved with the SCIDS, After School Care franchise. And in 2008, until currently, she is the owner and manager of Our Space Early Childhood Education Centre. Without further ado, can we give her a warm welcome?
Alice, cô cậu nga apa mình cậu lia cái mua, cái mua tôm mua cá, cậu thóc quả, anh ta làm nữa. Cô apa cái gì nè? Thì cô hát mình cậu nga, cô gì nè mọi người đi lên này form 7, hiện tại cô ya, cô nào xí á, cô hát cái nào vậy? Apia cô, này cô ta hay cô apia cô đi gặp mà vậy thì cô đi gì? Cái gì? Last year, I arrived from high school. Quando eu fui para Sefine, me usaram da Pula para high school. Então, a minha Sefine com BSA, me ensinaram a fazer com o nome Jerry Roberts. Quando eu Sefine na época ia Epsom Girls, quando eu mais eu até, capaz de fazer nem que a mão de ensina. Eu uma hobbysa, porque a gente pega da novo. Saya ni dah nak pergi, dah nak pergi pai, kalau pergi sini, pergi pai ikan. Aku mak sekolah sini pada awal pada formal mana sih, ikan tu saya ni sini. Kalau pergi mak aku ikan mahal kau sini, kau tangan tu mana tahu bola, emang pai. Keponua waktu tanah dan sila di area agama ini. Aku nak tahu ini waktu tanah. Kita yang kau dia lagi dua nak hangat kau ini bukti Epsom Girls. Kau dia pergi semua. Kau bukti ada tak mata pak. Kau kan bukti mata pak. Kau apa kau tahu mana kau apa macam ya? Tha. Epsom Girls saya ni, saya ni for Ora aqui nem que fui doing like we go paradise. Você tem mate para te tocar. Você é o weekend. Já me cai para paradise. Para mim tá né, coi Christian fellowship. Não sai aí coi vai coi. How yeah. Why not me with a progressive dinner? I can't remember. Think about no me ka. Ako isu ko apeta. Mama he ka me ale. Okay apeta ho ai foi course na. Ai fa pe ni ma. Store ta no isi. Kami na na sa ai ko tani ko ma wo ke English. Ko ke me ko English to nga ko. Ako she is running. Works with me. But I know that you. I need to go out with that. I think if we like it, I'm going to bring it out. Wait, but I'm not going to talk about coffee pickup. But then you got assembly to help the work with I got turn on the sun. The darling for piano about people. Mali a pito ko ta ko yan na polyface ko pa kan ko na ito na follow na tong kamata polyface kana mau ako higo hita ko ya pa ko otilin dilan na pa alam mo ako ina ko na pa ki Rutherford High School ko fu la ki ko to kan ya ko ka ba ko le para ni pa ano ki me ame que falou que estava aqui a viagem. Mas você agora não estou aí, né? E a gente conseguiu muito mais, não pode ganhar muito aí. São girls na fala mama faz seu calafi, como é que faz seu calafi? Para o mau field trip, para mau que pinha, para não fazer o que dá o que hiểu yêu của cái phục vụ vậy á, thì có cái người ta này kia gọi là mal u hp u mal u bao giờ hay cái kiểu hay cái ô một cái phao mà quá tuổi á, tôi ta này kia này một cái phao có cái này cái gì đó cái ông biết người vậy á thì cũng vậy, không mà nó không thì tôi làm thế này tôi không phải mà luôn đấy, cái gì vậy? Để tổ chức field trip là mà nó quá còn mà ok còn các cái gì mà ông nào đi đến ấy không phía mua mai ai tăng là cà phê noa kia nhỉ coi ta mấy cái bên này đi đuôi nào đuôi không phía này có phải kiểu phụ quá là cái coi cái coi ya coi cái em được cái là coi ya này mà lùi mà đi pe cái nào mà quá pe kiểu luôn nào cô anh ấy cô cái gì mà cô phải lùi là màu nó phải exam và cô lùi cái gì hả cô sợ nhau này ngu và cô ngu bèo thế mai bà là gì are you in a choir no bèo ngu ai nói tôi đều nghe thì cô ngu cái coi cô mang tôi là gì ta hay và bị thủy ba những khoa ở bên này mấy tổng á ta mới ấy xin à cái cô hai cái mấy người ta là nó cái is này các cái ông nhà yêu sai anh biết được tại ta làm gì
I'd like to warmly invite the current principal, Ms. Lorraine Pound, who was also my history teacher and form since then. I thoroughly enjoyed history and geo and social sciences, Mrs. Pound, and I still remember our time capsule that you and I enjoyed the Russian history that we learned. And I'd like to warmly invite her. In 1994, it was the beginning of Ipsum Girls history trip to go to the USA. And I remember this is when we went to the White House, the Capitol, and the New Zealand consulate in Washington, D.C. So Ipsum Girls provided us with the best history trips. And Classics couldn't quite afford to go to Rome, so I decided to go on the US trip. So I'd like to thank you for your department, and I thoroughly enjoyed your classes, Ms. Pound. I'd like to warmly invite you. I just want to inform everyone, they have to leave. Tomorrow they have another big day, and we are so grateful and privileged that you'll take your time during this wonderful centennial to be with us, the Ipsum Girls School, Tongan Old Girls. And we'd like to warmly invite you to share a few words. And I know that you'll have a support person, Mrs. Goodyear, to be with you here. So without further, can we just give her a round of applause?
Thank you so much, Elise, for your warm words. I was at Mangere College last year, and we were taking one of our staff members there, and well, she was joining the staff, and there was Elise in the staff room, and I think I'd spotted her a few years earlier, and it's always lovely when someone like Elise keeps popping up in your life, because she exemplifies everything that I think of when I think of an Ipsum Girls alumna. And it's been reflected in the speeches that I've heard so far tonight. Annie has been kindly translating for us there. And to me, this speaks of the determination of those young girls who travelled across the sea to an unfamiliar place. Their determination to really take advantage of a new opportunity and a new situation that was probably very challenging. And it would be for any of us to go to a new country in a totally different culture. And they've been kind enough to say tonight how kind everybody was, but as I was sitting there, I was thinking they must have had a lot of determination themselves and a lot of goodwill to make the situation work, and a lot of very good learning. It's been a real pleasure for Julie and myself to be here tonight. It's always fabulous watching the Tongan students at Ipsum Girls Grammar School. I was there in the 1990s. As Elise said, I was running the history department there. I was there for about 5 years at that time. And then I came back 7 years ago to the school. And all through that time, the Tongan students at Ipsum Girls Grammar School have really borne themselves with dignity and with a determination to take the opportunities that the broad curriculum and the co-curricular program offers. And it's so nice tonight to see familiar faces in the room. I was thinking before what you said about St Cuthbert's and Joan Holland, because Ipsum Girls Diocesan School and St Cuthbert's all have strong community ties to Tongan women. When I taught at Diocesan, we had Princess Pililevu's daughter Virginia there. And of course many Tongan students have gone to St Cuthbert's. And we three schools are very close together, and even though they are independent schools and we are a state school, we all get on very well together. And it's lovely to see the ties from the Tongan community of women, strong women, women who go out and contribute to their communities in their adult lives, as we're hearing tonight, who have been at each of those schools. Yes, we are sad to be leaving right now, but as Elise said, we do have a big day tomorrow. We have 300 guests for morning tea, and we have school tours operating all day, and then we also have a function in the evening. So I'm sorry that I will miss the remainder of the speeches and the students' performance. Please give the students our apologies as well. but we're feeling the need to do this so that we can do everything tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. Thank you once again. Thank you to the organising committee. I know they've been writing to Julie for months. I think they've done a fabulous job in organising this event tonight. Thank you for your lovely hospitality and the lovely company that we had at the top table there. And I wish you all the very best for the rest of the evening and the remainder of the Tongan Alumni celebrations. Thank you so much.
It's been an honour and a privilege to be here tonight. Thank you for including us. It was lovely to meet one of my own classmates from 1971, Joyce Sterling. And Stella spoke about her vision for this celebration, and I've been working with Stella and Annie since late last year. They've worked really hard, and I can really relate to that vision because for me too, being on the Centenary Committee for the last 4 years, my vision has been to make this centenary celebration something really special, and it's shaping up to be wonderful, and being part of this is very special. Thank you.